Good evening. How are you feeling this evening? Yeah. Welcome, welcome. My name is Monty Rizal. I am the founder and artistic director of Movement Revolution Dance Crew. And we are here to present to you our new works titled, Ballet is Not the Foundation of All Dance. This piece addresses the age-long fallacy, ballet is the foundation of all dance, that is taught in the dance world. Many students of dance grow up hearing this phrase and are made to think that this phrase is true, but it is not. This statement is Eurocentric and elitist. It ignores all of the cultural dances from indigenous people all around the world that came before and after ballet was developed. It discredits all the cultural and social dances that were developed before and after ballet. So this piece will address these issues by showing different styles of dance, starting with ballet and moving into different forms of street dance, tap dance, West African dance. And by the end of the performance, you should understand that ballet is a unique style of dance, but it is not the foundation of all dance. This will be done utilizing storytelling through our movement, through our music, and through spoken word and sound bites of interviews from dancers throughout time. So keep your eyes open for when a dancer is using classical technique like ballet and contemporary, and keep your eyes open for when the dancers are using different forms of street dance, breaking, popping, whacking, African dance, and tap. And you should see a distinct movement, style, rhythm, musicality, and cultural history. So as I end this intro, I'm going to read a short paragraph from an article from the magazine Dance Club Magazine. This is an excerpt from that article titled, Why Ballet is Not the Foundation of All Dance. The reality is that ballet was not some perfect art form handed down. It springs out of a culture and history with European origins, and it should be understood from that angle. Assuming that European cultural dance technique is somehow needed to understand dance techniques that arose from Africa or Asia just simply does not make sense. It is looking at the understanding of the world from a purely Eurocentric view, where white culture and white art is seen as the default, with all other cultures or art forms seen as a derivative from European culture and art. From that standard. This idea is evident throughout the dance world, with dancers often being measured by their grasp of ballet technique before any other ability is taken into account. Jay Boye wrote an article titled, Are College Dance Curriculums Too White? White culture defines what is considered normal. When the word technique is used, it is used to point out a dancer's grasp of only ballet vernacular. We have placed it into the norm, meaning white dance is normal dance. And this piece should discredit that idea and open your minds and your eyes to the idea of diversity and from different dance cultures and different dance backgrounds, from not only culture of Americas, but also around the world. So once again, thank you for being here. We hope you enjoyed our new work titled Ballet is Not the Foundation of All Dance. Enjoy. Thank you.
Ballet is the foundation of all dance. Dancers who lack training in this essential style will find it difficult to succeed in their professional careers. Without a solid background in ballet, dancers will lack the technique, strength, musicality, and self-discipline needed to truly thrive. Even if you do not plan to pursue ballet professionally, you must have a level of ballet proficiency in order to flourish in any other style. Dancers, take heed. If you wish to dance, you must dance ballet, because ballet is the foundation of all dance.
you invent a lot of this stuff. What's it called, poppin'?
Yeah, style's called electric boogaloo.
My brother Billy Hussein, of course, created the style that we were actually from Fresno, California. And he created the style like back in 1975.
As you may know, these very young men have invented dancing styles becoming very popular and described as popping or boogaloo.
This dance has always had its movements that make it up. Like, we're not just doing arbitrary moves. Of course, with freestyle, there's always been just like the moves in ballet. It's always what they call hip-hop. Now is not really hip-hop. It's usually, we call it choreography, or bad jazz dancers trying to make a buck, and they just throw the hip-hop name on it. And pretty much it's giving them leeway to kind of do whatever they want, because they figure hip-hop's got their moves. But if they're talking about popping and locking, we have exact movements with exact names to them. It would be like them jumping into the ballet world and saying, this is our own version of ballet, and doing what they want. It's not going to work. It's just what we love to do. And really, that is the real pay of this. But we just love to dance so much. That's what's going to keep it going, is that we love it.
Disco was our sound, the club was our scene, LA was our city, and we ruled the 1970s. Teased and pushed out, they mocked us every day. They said it was not okay, but we were born this way. They called us punks, so we made it our own style. We find freedom in movement as we wow the crowd. Punking, an expression from oppression used to tell our story. We turned the negative into a positive, and we punked our way to glory. Inspired by Hollywood, cartoons and Bruce Lee, Star Wars and Batman, now we whack to be free. We went from punking to whacking, from gagging to shabadoo. But Victor, Tommy, and Danny was the original crew. What was our goal? Simple and plain. Whether dancing on stage or on soul train, be you, be free, express yourself, release. Tell your story, be dramatic. There's a punk inside of you and me.
Music is the answer.
The music is just a reflection of the culture. It's a microcosm of what's actually happening out in the world. People started to ask for their voices to be heard. The women's movement, the gay movement, Black Power movement, all these things started to cross-pollinate each other, and we became comrades. And it played itself out in nightclubs. The law made you feel welcome, regardless of where you were coming from, if you were gay, straight, black, white, Puerto Rican. It was the precursor, the template for those clubs that would follow.
DJing, breaking, MCing, and graffiti art are expressed every day in the inner cities of America and the world. We are not doing hip-hop, we are hip-hop.
Ballet absolutely is the foundation of all dance.
Ballet is the foundation of all dance.
Ballet is the foundation of all dance. So you're telling me ballet is the foundation of all dance? Ballet is the foundation of all dance.
Ballet is not the foundation of all dance.
I
2005. The Light Beat consisted of 5 dances. It consisted of tone wop, or otherwise known as your wop, aka the rep up, the bag one, shaking, the lock in, and chicken noodle soup. These 5 dances is what Light Beat was born out of.
having nothing to creating it all. We're from being poor to the world, watching us ball. Living in the ghettos, feeling so small to a giant of the culture, 20 feet tall. You say hip-hop, please, what even is it? Only the best street culture ever to exist. Scratching, breaking, rapping, beatbox. How many times we gotta say it don't stop? Started with the funk, Don Campbell had it locked. Then electric boogaloos moving like some robots. To the shorties on the block with the ill top rocks and the kicks and the style. Yeah, we made it all hot. Ghost ride the whips, getting hypey on the beat. Just watch what I do with these light feet. From NY to the shot, from the Bay to worldwide. Hip hop is forever and it's never gonna die. Peace. Did you all enjoy the show? You can't see anymore, it's sweat in my eyes. It's okay, I don't need my eyes to talk to you. Once again, my name is Monty Rizal. I'm the curator of this show, this idea. And along with these wonderful dancers and choreographers, they help bring the story to life. It started with just an idea. It started as a conversation we've been having in the dance community for a while, and it's just built up to this point. And then when I start to think about pieces that I wanted to do this year, I was like, why not do this idea that we've been talking about in the dance community for a while, and that keeps coming up over and over and over again, especially post 2020 and all the drama that we went through in the arts community, having to prove that artists are essential workers and needed for the world to survive. And dance is an important cultural artifact that is needed for us to thrive, not only physically but mentally. Think about what our mental health would be if we couldn't dance and perform, and we couldn't paint and draw, and we couldn't sing and rap, and if we couldn't write poetry, and if we couldn't be artists. There's no earth without the word art. Have you ever thought about that? The word earth doesn't exist without the word art in it. So That's why I wanted us to do a piece like this and create a story like this. And our plan, my goal, and I'm manifesting it every time I say it, but my goal is to continue to expand this work and continue to perform it and continue to make it better and refine it and grow the art and the dances and the cultures that are represented in the story. So we're going to keep doing that. So give yourselves a hand for being the first ones to see this work live in person. The world premiere, the debut. Yeah. And it's going to keep getting better and better and better. So we thank you for coming out and being the first to see this wonderful piece. And at this time, we're going to take a few minutes to open up the floor to you. Do you have any questions? Do you understand what the story was about? Do you understand why we say ballet is not the foundation of all dance? Do you have any questions about the dance forms that you saw in this show? Let's talk about it. Raise your hand. Yes, in the back. The second piece was a contemporary piece choreographed and performed by Molly Harris. Yeah. Yeah. That's what's up. Awesome. Anyone else? How about over here? How about up there? Yes, you have. Oh, okay. Maybe you have a question after you read that tidbit you're reading in the program. Anybody down here? No? I think we did our job well then. Like they get it. There are no questions. They get it. They understand. Job well done. Let's go home. All right? Yes.
All the dances that everyone did, is that like where everyone originally came from?
Yeah, so we have people representing styles that they grew up doing. You know what I mean? So for example, I'm a street dancer. I grew up breaking and popping and waving and spinning on my head and freezing and moving my body like this. Yeah, as opposed to Rachel, grew up in the ballet world, moving her body like a pretty ballerina. And you can see the stark contrast, right? So everyone represented styles that they grew up doing. Or, well, y'all didn't let me finish. Or, what I was about to say, or we have a few members that got into street dance a little bit later in their careers, or started a second dance career when they joined movement and started to learn street dance. So we have representation of people who grew up doing this all their lives, and then we have a few members that joined the crew and started to get into street dance and funk dance and learn, and as adults, develop new styles and perform that today as well. Yeah. So it's never too late to learn something new, by the way. Like some of our dances are a testament to that. Some of our dances are a testament to that because Dana grew up doing ballet, contemporary and modern, but then became a street dancer as an adult and started to learn breaking and then whacking and became a street dancer as an adult. So now Dana is representing the street dance side when earlier in life they were doing modern and contemporary. So one of the unique experiences about that is Dana has lived both lives and really understands and can speak to the point of why ballet is not the foundation of all dance, because have lived both lives from both sides of the coin. Question right here in the front.
Yeah, so technique-based is the stubborn coded language, right? So I wondered if maybe a few people could speak to the technique in their form.
Well, this is right. No, we're going to answer that question, but I want to address this first. And I addressed it a little bit in the introduction, and this is why we have to stop using the word technique to only refer to ballet technique. And that's the problem. We say technique, and that just means ballet. Popping has technique.
That's exactly my question.
Let me see you pop your muscles like this and wave your arm like this. Guess what? That's a technique. And guess what? I've been doing it for 10, 12, 15 years in order to get it right so I can look like this. Guess what? That's a technique. So we have to stop saying the word technique to only refer to ballet. Now, if we go down here, Trey, let's talk about some house technique. Show me a house technique. The jack. Jacking is a house technique. Everybody stand up and try to do that right now without having any instruction, without learning it.
That's a foundation.
Every genre of dance, every style of dance has its own technique. So you can't say technique and only think about ballet. Let's move down here. What's up, Zenzele? Let's talk about some West African dance technique. What's a foundational move or technique from West African dance?
I can't necessarily say there's a foundational movement, because when we're talking about Africa, we're talking about lots of different countries, lots of different ethnic groups, over thousands of years of history and culture, right? But what I can tell you is that a lot of times, in order to allow people to understand what's happening, sometimes we have to use some terms that are used in ballet and other styles of dance. So what I will say about the foundation of West African dance is that, as opposed to in ballet, when you do the first position turned out, everything is very straight, everything is very tight. In West African dance, we're first position parallel, our knees are slightly bent, our shoulders, our back is straight, but it's more relaxed, right? A lot of the moves have to extend, like in other styles, all the way throughout your body. But this is really the form. The music is very syncopated, if you all were able to listen to the track that I danced to. So this is one of the first styles of dance ever. So.
Ever. Period. Thank you, Zenzele. And let's do one more. Star.
And so piggybacking off of what she said about African dance, tap dance stems from African dance. So we have that same, if you get into the original tap, we have that same bent stance, and we're in the ground hitting. Bending your knees helps you control your balance, control your feet. And so we have only a handful of basic steps. So we have like toe heel, shuffle, crown roll, and it's just all about building off of those steps and changing the rhythms.
Yeah. One more time. Let's do one more. One more. Going once, going twice. Who said yeah? Going once, going twice.
I
thought you were going to do one more technique.
Oh no, I meant one more question. But we can't do one more technique. Come here, TJ. Let's talk about some light feet. What's some light feet technique? What's a foundational move from light feet? But just in case they couldn't hear what the intro of the light feet piece was saying.
Got you. Because in the intro, so light feet came from in New York, what was called the Harlem Shake movement. So technically, the foundational technique of light feet stems from the Harlem Shake. And everything just began to build off of that. Like, dancers would come in when the DJ, like, let's say there was a basketball game going on, there would be a DJ there to MC the crowd and everything. And that mode of like keeping the crowd energized was known as getting them hyped or getting light. So from that phrase plus the Harlem Shake created the light feet movement, which gave us the 5 foundational moves of light feet, which Monty said was in the intro, which is the Harlem Shake, the chicken noodle soup, which I know you all know the song, most of you know the song, the Aunt Jackie, the tone wop, and arguably you can either say the bad one or the stamp, the exclamation point, which is the lock-in. Yeah, you see the lock-in? Yeah.
So, as you can see, none of those moves look like ballet, right? So, how can ballet be the foundation of all dance? Yes, Jordan.
There's one thing that was mentioned in the beginning, also the Eurocentric dance, and all of these dances were Black originated.
Right. So what Jordan is pointing out to, it was in the intro, as you can see, a lot of the dances we do and that we perform come from Black and brown people, yes? So to say ballet is the foundation of all dance takes the credit away from those cultures, Black and brown people around the world, indigenous people, BIPOC people around the world who created these dances. and give all the credit to a Eurocentric dance, aka a white dance, aka ballet. Ballet is not the foundation of all these black and brown people's dances from around the world.
I just wanted to also make sure everybody knows we're not trying to bash on ballet, okay? Because ballet in its own right is beautiful, has its own technique that is very difficult, is very important. It helps a lot with body movement altogether, and it does have its own place and right in the art form that is dance. That's why it is included in the show. Like Monty was saying, there's just a lot of stigmatization out there that says that that's where all dance comes from because of finding posture and being able to activate all forms of your body that it requires. Just wanted to make sure.
All right, yes. We love all dance, and that's why we're doing this show. Yes. Yes, we can. So we'll finish with Dana because Dana has a very unique perspective. Dana has danced in both worlds, as we said, and has seen this story play out from both sides of the coin. So we'll finish with DC. Let's give it up to Dana.
I started ballet at age 3 at a very traditional Russian school, and then studied modern and contemporary and jazz all through college. And then I stepped away from dance for a long time and studied Kung Fu, and then when I came back, I started dancing with movement, and now I specialize in breaking and whacking, the 2 main styles I do in this show. And when Monty talked about the idea for this show coming through conversation, a lot of that has been conversations we've been having that have grown out of my frustration, having spent my entire life training in dance and moving my body and studying, and then feeling like when I came to movement and started learning how to break, that I was starting from square one. I think that's another thing that's missing from this conversation when we talk about what does it mean to say ballet is not the foundation of all dance. A lot of people will acknowledge, well, of course it's not the foundation, it came after, but you still have to learn ballet in order to be successful as a dancer, or in order to do these other styles. And I'm here to tell you that ballet did not help me do all that stuff that I just did. It truly, and so I felt frustrated having gone to a very prestigious Ivy League school, studying and performing dance my whole life, and then feeling like I had to start from square one. And it's just how can there be such a huge gap in dance education and culture? There's really something serious missing there. So that's a big part of how the conversation started. Does that answer your question? Okay. Yeah.
All right, and with that, we'll wrap it up. Once again, thank you for coming. Thank you for being here to witness the world premiere of Ballet is Not the Foundation of All Dance. We hope you stay in touch with us. You can follow us on social media and join our email list to keep up with us and see when and where we're performing again. We have more concerts coming up, and we also have some free shows with Chicago Park District's Night Out in the Parks coming up in the city of Chicago this summer in July and August. So please keep up with us. Movement Revolution Dance Crew. Check out our website, movementrevolutiondancecrew.com. Info is in your program. If you keep that and check that out, you'll see our bio and everything like that. And we hope to see you again soon. Thank you. And before we leave, we want to give it up for everyone who organized this event. Thank you to Unity Temple. Thank you to the organizers and our sound and tech people and everyone who helped bring us out. And we want to shout out to Winnie Hahn for contacting us and bringing us a part of this year as she curated this show. So thank you again, Unity Temple, for having us. Hello, there you are. I was wondering where you were this whole time. You want to say goodbye to the people?
Thank you all for being here. It was great to perform in this beautiful space. Thank you, Winnie, for inviting me to be part of this. And it got me inspired to use some of this space and see my flowers are there. And this little bit that you saw tonight is going to be a bigger piece That is my hope. So please stay in touch. Silvita Diaz Brown, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook. Danza Cronazal is my dance company. I work with a group, and I'm very excited to continue working on this project. So thank you for being here tonight.
Thank y'all. Keep